On the next boring adventures of forget it. It's not about boring adventures. All right, so I'm actually going to do a discussion about Patrolling 2.5. Pretty much, the creation process, things about what I did to make it. Patrolling 2.5 was actually a collaboration between my brother Jermaine Fraser and I. He actually wrote the dialogue, the script, and everything that came into play for that animation. I pretty much just did the animation chunk. He's I would call him the brainchild behind that. Patrolling 2.5 actually continued where Patrolling 2 left off. It was it's in between 3. That's all we can actually clarify it as right now. But 2.5 really pretty much picks up right after Venus the traitor, where she actually she was a traitor. She betrayed the captain and the crew, Gina, and don't even ask me how I forgot that name, but pretty much betrayed the crew. And so we're just trying to get to why she betrayed them, which is not really explained in this episode, but hopefully we'll be able to explain this further in episode 3 and then probably final episode 4. So we'll see how it goes. So right now, I'm just pretty much explaining how I got to the creation process for the Patrolling 2.5, what I actually did, certain little tricks that I actually executed in it. Like for example, let me just go along so you can see. So I'll just play it down. This is pretty much the behind. I'll turn off the sound. We don't want any sound in this one right now. So pretty much my brother, he actually has sent me a sound bite. It was him just saying, he's telling me he's apologizing for the delay, and I was like, man, that sounds like a great little thing that I can use for this for the animation. And that's what I did. I just used that little segment. I spliced it in to make it seem unique. And as you can see, there's the ship about to blast through. And it's in. Yep, you're getting to see the whole behind the scenes of how I crop everything into play. Yes, you see that little trick. Pretty awesome. Then I tried my best to do a little frame by frame animation here. Ooh, looks like I missed something there, but whatever. And what I normally do is I will have go into it a little bit further, which let's see, I think it would be okay. So let me just turn off certain things so you can see some trickery here. That's a fader. What do I call it? I call it. Let's get to that layer. Okay. And I have like a little transparency layer to give it that sense of lighting. So let's turn it off. So now we need to get to that thing. So we are here. So we're going to go into that a little bit. And as you can see, I created different little, I just did like a motion animation for the doors opening. And frame by frame animation for hand coming down. It's a little sloppy, I would say. I'll get better over time. So anyway, it's done. So you see what's done. It was done on 2s. Here. So it's 2s. And then I did 1, 1, 1, and then went back to 2s. And then of course, if you go out, back to it, you can see that I zoomed out of the ship. Zoomed up there. Okay. Crop. Let me turn this off here so you can see. I'm going to give you a whole view. Yes, that's our booty. And the background was a 3D thing that I just rotated. I just zoomed into it there. I need a trick of the camera. Gotta love the trick of the camera. Walk. And then of course this was a little This was actually something I was messing around with when I came about with this. Where's that? I don't need that one. With this design here. See how unique that is. That's pretty cool. And it's pretty much broken down to three different things. Has that outer ring, inner ring, and then, well, actually more than that. But I was just trying different shapes to actually give it just a, something a little bit more futuristic look. And I did different shapes there to give it like that arc. Okay. And what I normally do is I would actually have like a fade thing. Like this is actually, grayscale. I mean, not grayscale, gradients. To give it that, give it that look, give it that lighting. You want to try to give your thing some form of atmosphere. So I give this kind of a gradient lighting. And we have the background this slightly panning. 3D ship, character, and the shots. And I do something called a metronome. Like see that thing that's going down, that actually goes with the beat. So if you actually listen to it, if you actually hear the beat, now let's turn it up so you can hear. Let me see if it's gonna do the beat. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so basically if you listen carefully, see it goes by the beat itself. So it gives me a sense of pacing, timing, and knowing how to actually make the cuts. Because the cuts are pretty much on the beat. Most of the cuts or direct cuts are on the beat. So it comes in. Let me go back. Where was I? Where did I stop? Okay, so she's there. Again, nothing too crazy. Very simple. There we go. And then, of course, a little trick, it's just pretty much when you go into each, where's that ship? I grabbed one of the ships. Let's see. I pretty much did like a mask. The ship. So if you look into it a little bit further, so I say, for example, go into him. I have his own mask layer, and the mask is just so it's all broken down, so it's individual ships. So you see it come in, and then I fade them in, so it's give it that atmospheric look. Get back out so you can see it. Boom, one, doom, doom, doom. You have to come up with your own little effects. You create your own effects to give it that look. And again, normally what I do is like, say for example, with well, let's give you a perfect example of something. Like say with, let's say using this. What I'm referring to when I'm showing you this, I'm talking about this look here. Is I'll grab something like that, then I go to like very simple, nothing too crazy. I go to either soften edge, and it gives it that look. And then it's really cool. It gives it that really, really cool look. That's one of the little tricks I do for certain things, like, because I try to use Flash entirely for a project. I try not to do out too much in Photoshop unless I have to, because, I just keep everything vector. And then, of course, the background is just, you see the spacing of that. And that. And if you look at it zoomed in on the character, it's pretty cool. I really try to go all out when I'm doing something. So I'll go in on him. Let me see. Can I bring him up? I'll bring him up so you can see him better. There we go. He's trying to block it. And right here, most things get a little frame by frame. If you go into, let's say probably him. What is this? Yeah. A lot of little tricks, nothing insane, nothing over the top, nothing. You're gonna crab out. Let's see this. I don't remember what that is on. Yeah, one of those things. All right. Let's go back a little bit. There we go with this shield. Again, remember I showed you that thing where I did. So I pretty much just remove each ramp. And that's a little bit fast, but it's all about, layouts. It's all about how you're planning, how you set things up, to give it that look. So once you give that look, that's what really makes your work pop. So if you plan things up properly, you can actually get some really ridiculous things. It's all about framing, layouts, and everything else in that thing. Alright, so that's all I'm going to go about on this one. And if you want anything specifically regarding patrolling or any of the animations that I do, I can actually go into the grind. This is just like a quick, behind the scenes. Alright then. Peace out. Talk to you then.